Welcome everybody to another episode of Preston's Reflections. Today is a nice cool day, walking with man's best friend, and I apologise for any squelching you hear because the ground is quite muddy. Today's reflection is all about interacting with people, how to deal with potential conflict, and today was an interesting one, but yet a good one overall. And I had a conversation with my neighbour. Now, me and my neighbour, we have a shared drive and entrance. And over a period of time, there have been vehicles parked in the driveway. Both myself and my neighbour are both victims and the perpetrators of blocking the drive. And it's not a regular thing. It's not every day or anything like that, but it has happened probably slightly more than some are comfortable with. Excuse me, I returned home today and my neighbour's vehicle was preventing me from entering my drive, and a comment was made regarding my neighbour's parking skills, to which my neighbour heard, and a conversation began between me and my neighbour. Now, the conversation was perfectly polite. There was a little bit of a masculinity vibe between us at one point, but no blows came, no bad words came, no slander, etc. came. It was actually a quite decent conversation, despite him and me having, I would say, not exactly the same frequency of opinion, but quite close. Now, the reflection to this really is how him and me dealt with this encounter, how we dealt with this problem. He raised good points and so did I. And I haven't got specific time to go in every detail, but on a basic level, I made reference to the fact it is technically illegal to block driveways. There's an act from 1980 about the highway and blocking shared driveways being illegal, and you can have fines for it, and you can start going around this injunction route, which I do not want to go down, neither does he. It's not going to go to that level. And he made reference to, there's going to be occasions I'm going to park here, I'm unloading stuff, I have that right. And he's not wrong, he does have that right to do that. But under a technical term, it's still blocking the drive. And he made reference to me with my shopping, coming home, and that technically I'm blocking the drive there. So there were points on both sides. And we both looked at each other and there needed to be a resolution. Now, it could be seen that I was making a bigger deal of it out than I should. I can see that perspective, but I was on the technical grounds, give it, it doesn't matter, I need access to my drive all the time. And I no doubt you guys out there, some of you have probably dealt with these problems with neighbours or similar problems, and you have a bit of back and forth and try and find a middle ground, which I think is really, really important to find this middle ground with people. But the way we dealt with it was very mature. We both just had a conversation, we spoke about each other's points. We both didn't move on little areas, but we did actually find a middle ground. And I conceded in some my ground, and he did his. So, the point I'm making here is, everybody, again, this is my reflection. You guys are free to deal with people how you see fit, but I do think that the best way of dealing with most situations is to have a conversation, be respectful, bring up your points, and if you're going to be very convicted in what you think or believe to be true, is have some evidence and have some actual backing to what you're trying to point out. Too many times you have conversations and people have an opinion, but opinions can be wrong and they can be right. So if you're going to have an opinion, I like to think that you have some sort of support for it to convict it as truth, rather than just a simple, I think it's this. Now, me and him dealt with it responsibly, maturely, and in the end, the problem was resolved. And my neighbour, he actually is a really, really nice guy. And his family are amazing too. He's probably one of the best neighbours you could have. Really talkative, really friendly. So I'm really glad this was resolved peacefully, as it was inevitably going to be anyway. But, sometimes you don't know. So really, to conclude, everybody, is reflecting upon conflicts and disagreements is try your best to have a conversation with somebody. Try your best just to have a chat and just, be honest. We're both men. Just be honest. Just, say your piece, they say their piece, and you see if you can find a middle ground. And I think that's really, really important. Not every situation can be resolved this way, but you will be surprised that many can. I think it's important that we at least try as best we can within the realms of reason. Anyway, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this reflection. I hope you've took something away with you regarding my story. And again, you see, this problem was resolved and everything is happy days. And you can actually make friends by doing this, by simply having a chat and coming to middle ground. Anyway, take care, everybody. I hope you've have a good day. Until we meet again. Are you coming or are you just going to stand staring at me? Okay.